Who we got with us this morning?
Bruce Darkill.
Kathy Monado.
Give us some background on where you guys come from, where you from, how you grew up.
Well, I was born generally in North St. Louis. Moved about throughout North County. Pretty much was introverted, stayed to myself, made music and self-taught. Everything I know how to do, like I taught myself as far as like producing instrumentals and building instrumentals on Pro Tools and software, software reprogramming, or what they call jailbreaking, firmware, and like I don't know, it's a lot, and I don't want to get too deep, but taught myself how to do everything I know how to do. Like they say there's some men that know how to fix anything, like handyman, and then there's some guys that just like like me, I suppose, like just multi-talented, but somewhere along the way, I kind of start making mistakes, and I'm trying to this day work on that part of myself to remind myself who I was and who I am and who I am to become.
What kind of household did you come from? Did you have a single parent, both parents present in the household?
I always and always still love my parents. Life has a way of showing you and teaching you lessons before you end up getting your blessings, or you might feel like something's a blessing that ultimately end up being a lesson. So my household that I grew up in was a fair household. I mean, it's some things that I just wouldn't discuss, but I just wish that my father had been present more, because as time was growing up as a man, you realize that, hindsight's 2020, you realize that, a father figure in the household with, boys, all males, that you have crucial moments where a boy should have his father. I had to learn from like the males around me, like, yeah, you should have really done this better or did this, but there was no male around to look for that information for. So I ended up making a lot of decisions without, like based off my desires or based off like instinct, without having a father like, hey, you should really be thinking about that. So I was saying that it's a fair household, but it was okay.
How far did you go with your education?
High school, kind of always got in trouble. Always was like some violence, physical violence. Always got into like fist fights, but I wouldn't stop. It would escalate till I seen blood or something like. But it never was like grabbing knives and weapons and stuff in school, in a social environment like that. So like we would fight, and I wouldn't stop. I just like would keep on like fighting until somebody gets bloody. And I think it had a lot to do with the way I was raised, because I taught myself at a young age to never trust anybody or anything, because all I remember is me sitting wondering, where's my dad? Because my mom told me he was supposed to be coming to get me one day. And I just sat by the door, and I just kept feeling that feeling that I didn't understand yet. And I guess as an adult right now, looking back, I would think like, probably like abandonment. But me being a child, I didn't know that. It's just like dad didn't come. And at the time when I was realizing that, it was a day where my mom wanted to go next door to her friend's house. So I was waking up and I was literally confused, like, where's my mom? Dad was supposed to come get me. So if anything, when I go to sleep, I'm usually being moved around. I should have woke up at his house. But I woke up alone. I went down the steps, and I sat there for about like what seemed like to me an eternity. And I just was like, why? Where is mom? Where is dad? And then it's just like, shit, I think I got my ass whooped. I didn't know what I did wrong. You know what I'm saying? But ever since then, I've learned that if I don't put my trust or my if I don't expect anything positive or any type of output from somebody else, then I can't be let down. I can't be disappointed. I can't feel broken or heartbroken, or if I don't just put anything into anybody else. So it's kind of stuck with me, man. It kind of stuck with me.
Did you graduate?
No, my ways and my thought process ended up getting in the way, because I would have altercations with the authority figures, or it was like they would easily say something like, it's the girl I was dating at the moment, well, you're not good enough for her, my son should date her. And it's like I'm just completely all going crazy, which I didn't hit the man or hit these people. My older brother had to grab me and like physically restrain me, and that was enough to actually get me expelled from the high school.
Where did life take you after you left school?
Man, it was like I had so much time that I didn't think I would have on hand. So everybody said they want to be out of school. I would tell kids to definitely stay in school and to seek higher education because once that was over, I literally taught myself how to do whatever I put my mind on. Whether it's jailbreaking cell phones or jailbreaking computers or rebooting the software. I taught myself how to do anything because if it was something I wanted to do, I wasn't going to let anything hold me back.
What jobs have you had over the life of you?
Physical labor, hardware stores like Home Depot, Lowe's, and then photography was something that I just picked up as a trade along the way, and fixing people's computers and tablets like on the fly. So like, really, that was just Home Depot and Lowe's. Damn, what other jobs did I work? Yeah, Home Depot, Lowe's, and Deerbirds, I think, or Schnucks. I can't remember the other jobs. It was like a bunch of temp service jobs, like Spectrum Brands and SMX.
Miss Kathy, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background?
Well, hi, my name is Kathy Lee Maldonado. I'm mixed with Puerto Rican, Black, and Indian. I'm 36 years old. I was born and raised in Maplewood, but I was taken from my mom at the age of 13. She was kind of going through a stage that she was drinking, and she was really abusive at the time being, so I had to go to a shelter. So I've been bounced out from home to home to home. At the age of 16, I had got emancipated. I got to stay with my auntie for a little while. But I had got emancipated and I had to take care of myself. I started working at, Rallies. I did that for probably 3 months. And then after that, I worked at the hospital. I worked at Leclerc Grow. I stayed working there for 4 months. After that, I worked at a couple temp services myself. And I worked at another hospital as well. That was Mercy's. And I stayed there for a couple years. But all in all, like, growing up in the household that I grew up in, it wasn't really that good. I wouldn't say, not having a dad figure there, it does play a role. Yeah, my father, he stays in Chicago. My mom, they was gladly married for 28 years, and then they got a divorce. Stuff does happen. And, I would say to a whole lot of families out there, like, it is tough when you find that right person and you want to stick with them. You just got to keep it going. I know I'm in a relationship myself right now, and I have 2 beautiful twins by my loved one, and hopefully I get to stay with him for a very long time. But, I try to tell anybody and everybody, it's not easy out there. It's really hard, especially when you a kid and you growing up. You going through a lot. You want your family there. You want somebody to be there. You need that help. I went to nobody not to ask for help because I was dyslexic. So, my highest grade, I did 12th grade. I graduated from high school. And I did go to cosmetology. And I got my license. But at the same time, I wanted to push myself even more to get a better paying job. Anybody can do hair. I can do that at my house if I wanted to. I just look at it like I wanted to branch off and do more with my life. But then, I'm not going to lie, I did go down a little path that, after I had my kids, I got really, really down in the dumps. And it had made me go through, going through a drug stage for a second. And it really hurted. I'm not going to lie, it hurted because I had to go to court for my kids. Right now, I'm actually losing my house right now. My landlord just evicted. So that hurts too. And, it was crazy because we was getting our kids back this month and then got evicted. I would cry about it, right? But I'm being recorded and I don't want to have my tears on the camera. But, it is a struggle, and I can say I'm a fighter. My last name is Maldonado, and it stands for strength. And I'm just going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep pushing myself, and I'm going to keep looking for better days. I do believe in God, and I definitely believe that, you know, when it comes down to God looking over everyone, he knows who's doing right and who's doing wrong, and trust and believe. I believe that, you know, my leasing office, she is going to get what she deserved, because she did not have a reason to let me go from my apartment. But, you know, he will come back at her. And, you know, things do happen, but at the end of the day, I do want to tell everybody out there, it is a better side to life. And trust and believe, if you keep going, you will make it somewhere.
Never lose hope.
You know, never lose hope. That's true. Never lose hope. Keep going, keep striving, keep pushing yourself. Because I'm going to keep doing it. You know, I already told him, like, I'm going to get a second job. I'm going to push even more for my family. Because at the end of the day, I know what I got in store for, you know, especially when you got a loved one. You know, you can make it past anything. You know, that's how I feel personally. And, you know, I hope more people out there, you know, they get to see this and they get to take, you know, some type of heat from it, and stay close to your loved ones. You know, speak to people, try to get yourself out there, keep going. You know, even if you do have a drug relapse. And I can be honest and say, you know, I was doing cocaine. I'm going to be honest.
Who introduced you to that lifestyle?
The drug lifestyle? Well, I'm not going to lie. My ex, before I met my baby daddy, my ex, he was going through something. He seen his sister get shot up and burned to death. And he started doing fentanyl. And that brought it into my world. And I was just talking to him at the time being, but he was like bringing it in, and he was asking me to try it, and I tried it. And, you know, I didn't get as hooked, but I was doing drugs. But then cocaine came from me when, you know, kicking with my sister, hang out, you know, stuff like that.
Party drug.
Party drug, basically. And, you know, I'm not saying that these are good things. No, they're not. You know, at the end of the day, it can be your downfall. Right now, I'm not going to say that's my downfall. No, it's not my downfall. My downfall is because when it comes down to me having a backbone, that's where he comes into handy. Because I don't have a backbone. I kind of let people walk over me. I take people in that I feel that's hurt, and I try to help them. I try to help too much.
That doesn't mean you don't have a backbone. That means you have a heart.
Well,
and you have to be careful with who will manipulate and take advantage of your heart. You have a backbone. Just because you try to help people and be there for people doesn't mean you don't. You have a backbone. Your heart is big. And that's a gift and a curse, because so many people out here want to take advantage of people with big hearts.
Yes.
What kind of advice could you guys give anybody thinking about walking this path and getting off into the drug scene, or thinking that, oh, I'm just going to party a little bit and that's it, and you know, go back to work, go back to work Monday, and it's not going to affect me. I'm stronger than them. And
you want to go first?
I would say, like, really, if you have plans, because like nothing is constant in life except change. That's the only thing in life that's gonna be like consistent. Like, it's gonna change. You don't want to get too comfortable in that right there, because it's a mess. It's maybe a beautiful mess. It may be different to everybody, but look,
that's true.
The only thing is constant is change. So just don't get too comfortable with anything. Like, I don't want to tell no kids, like, don't get comfortable with your parents, because that's just something that's, you know, it changes. You grow up, you move out, you move back in, you might have to move them in, take care of them. You know, they go through their second childhood. But look, don't get comfortable within the party stage, because at some point, every party ends, or what happens? The neighbors get mad because you got them up too late. Then the police come knocking, and then you keep doing that too long, they get your ass out that motherfucker somehow. You know what I'm saying?
And then not only that, I mean, some people be thinking, oh, I stay in this party stage, you gonna have that job. Baby, you're going to lose that job.
You're going to keep dropping dirty.
Because you're going to keep going into work, dropping dirty, or probably even leaning on the job.
Hangover,
You know, like I know people seeing the zombie mode when you like...
you operate on low fumes.
That's not good at all. So I really advise people, like, if you're going to party only on the weekends. I'm going to say that. Saturday, Sunday, but please get your butt back into order when it comes to Monday. Go back to your regular lifestyle. Do what you got to do. keep pushing, keep your goals going, keep goals going for yourself, because that helps too. That definitely helps.
Yeah, goals help us, man.
I mean, it helped us. Like we pushed for our babies and stuff, and that was a blessing, you know.
Achieve those things, but
That's
I would
so
say,
true.
I would say, as you say, as a whole, like, no, don't get too comfortable with partying, nothing, because majority of the time when you go to parties, who are the people at the party? The most popular people at the party are most likely talking a lot of shit, or they trying to make themselves be seen.
The cool kids.
They trying to be noticed.
The so-called cool kids.
And those so-called cool kids be the ones that you see out here probably homeless, ain't got nowhere to go, nowhere to live. So, I mean, for real, if you want to look cool, you better look at that lifestyle before you even try to, you know,
Sometimes
judge it or
things fall
say
upon
anything
people
about it,
by
because
chance.
I be looking at it like, I'd rather be a geek. I'd rather keep myself going.
Yeah.
I am too. When I was in school, I was actually a little nerd, but I didn't mind being that nerd because I looked at it like the bullies there. I was like, oh, well, this person might end up in jail.
Where?
And this person might end up dead. Not to, you know, jinx anybody, but as my life went on, I seen those people, cool kids, end up dead, jail,
strung
and
out.
strung out.
Hell no.
Just like,
Flipped
it was
out
sad.
mentally.
It was sad. We had the beautifulest girl in the school end up being a hooker.
Man, they was getting
And
pregnant left and
strippers.
right. The most smartest
And
motherfuckers in my class.
I was just shocked. Like, you know,
choosing the crash out direction.
that's true too.
But shit, I don't like talking about people, so like, you never know. Your life can be going one way and the next day.
That's
it
so
can be fucked up
true.
tomorrow.
If you guys could go back in time, knowing what you know today, and talk to your younger selves, what would you tell them?
You go first.
If I could go back into time, I would tell my younger self, stay with your man, have your twins, but don't do no drugs at all. I'm sorry. You can still smoke weed, but don't do no other drugs. I say that.
Marijuana is like, you know,
Yeah.
it's to ease your mind a little bit, but it always made me think. But
Well,
look, if
what
I can go
would
back
you
in time
say,
and tell
yeah?
my younger self, would be, man, look, there's so many things in life that you can possibly lose and things that are out of your control. Do not trip off stuff that's out of your control. That's all I would say. Don't trip off stuff that's beyond your control.
Do you guys have any ways to be contacted if people want to reach out and share resources with you, social media, anything that, you know, you can be?
I'm on Facebook, so, you know, it's Kathy Lee Maldonado. And if you put that in on Facebook, you will see me, my family, pictures of me and my man.
You gotta spell
the
that.
kids.
You gotta spell that.
Oh,
Maldonado.
it's Kathy, and then it's Maldonado.
If there's anything you two want to say, we appreciate you sharing with us and being such a blessing this morning. If there's anything you guys want to say in closing, any wisdom, knowledge, anything you want to share in closing, now's the time to say.
Well, I'm gonna say, have a blessed morning, and I do pray to those who is out there doing and strung out and doing drugs like that. Please take heed to this. Wake up. I mean, literally, wake up today. Get your butt up and say you can do it, and keep pushing yourself. Because sometimes it's good if you ain't got nobody around to tell you can do it. I'm telling you can do it. I believe in you. So this is your time. This is your goal today to get your life back on track. Because trust and believe, you can do it. You definitely can do it.
Tomorrow might be the next day.
How about you, Mr. Curtis?
Curtis?
Yes, sir.
Tomorrow might be the next day. It might be the best day of your life. You put one foot in front of the other. But my name is Thurkill, Bruce Thurkill Jr. But I say, look, just try and live positive, and you know, blessings will come. But you can't let the negativity drag you down and weigh you down. No matter what may be around you, no matter what negativity may appear, try to hold your head up with a smile and just keep on moving forward. Because, you know, the only thing constant in life is change.
That's true.
We appreciate you guys, man. Thank you, and God bless, and we wish you all
God
the
bless
best.
you.
Yes, ma'am.